Previously, on My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me. How do you plead, Mr. Baker? Asked the judge. Not guilty. Oh, please. I've never heard of a murderer being innocent, said the prosecutor in a very sassy tone. Your Honor, said Winthorpe, I ask that you release Mr. Baker on bail because not only has he no prior arrest record and is not a flight risk, but there's no actual evidence that he has killed any of those people. But there is no possible way I am releasing Mr. Baker on bail. Bail is denied, and the defendant will remain detained. Court is adjourned. It just dawned on me, there is someone who knows Mary is crazy. Her friend and former roommate, Amanda. She lives back in Indiana, me and Mary's hometown. Amanda knows all about Mary. Where the fuck is the damn laptop? Answer me, you bitch, as her finger slowly squeezed the trigger. But then Detective Jackson received a text message. I have Baker's cell bugged, as well as every room he goes into. Winthorpe is on his way to interrogate your friend Amanda, said Jackson. Well, I guess I will pay my old friend Amanda a visit. We need to get to the airport right away. My girlfriend wants to kill me. Season 2, Episode 6. 31 feet above the city of Indianapolis, an airplane was preparing to land, and on that plane was Winthorpe Adams III as he prepared his notes that bore the questions that he would ask Amanda Huffington, longtime friend and former roommate of Crazy Mary Slaughter. Winthorpe also had plans to persuade her into testifying in court, but he knew damn well it would be a very difficult goal to accomplish. But Winthorpe was determined. But there were 2 other passengers who sat 10 rows behind him who had plans of their own. Crazy Mary Slaughter and her lover in crime, Detective Jackson. But they were unrecognizable due to the disguises they were wearing. Down went the shades of Crazy Mary as her signature blood-shaded smirk stretched broadly across her face. Jackson, we need to get to Amanda before that idiot Winthorpe does, said Crazy Mary, fidgeting with her ring that was given to her by her mystery person as a gift. So what's your plan for stopping Winthorpe? Asked Jackson. Knife, gun, poisoning, electrocution, or all of the above? None of the above, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to stop him, said Crazy Mary cunningly, carefully composing her deathly plan in her deranged and decaying mind. Mary's thoughts were not your average thoughts. They were like tiny, slippery, diseased maggots wiggling their way through the creases of her warped mind. Jackson looked afraid, yet intrigued. wondering what his murderous lover's next move might be. Outside of the airport stood Winthorpe, anxiously hailing down a cab, then on his way to the apartment of Amanda Huffington as Mary and Jackson sped off after them. 20 minutes had passed as the driver's eyes swiftly shifted toward the red flashing light on his dashboard. "Oh shit, I have to stop for gas," he said as he pulled into the nearest gas station. Winthorpe rolled his eyes. "Please hurry, I need to get to my destination ASAP," he said. The man nodded and walked inside of the gas station as Jackson and Crazy Mary pulled into the station as well. "I have an idea," said Crazy Mary, her thick eyebrows hinting a mischievous plan as she removed a small pocket knife from her purse. "Mary, what are you doing? You can't kill him in public," said Jackson as Mary ignored him, got out of the car, and sneakingly stabbed a hole into the left tire of the cab, causing it to go flat. "That should slow him down. Let's go," said Mary as they sped off down the road and off into the distance. Winthorpe received a telephone call from a friend that worked as a security guard at the airport back in Seattle. "Winthorpe, I thought that you should know that I spotted Crazy Mary Slaughter and Detective Jackson boarding the same airplane that you were on. They were in disguises, but I could tell it was them. I tried to reach you an hour ago, but there was no signal." "Oh shit! Thanks for the heads up, Alan," said Winthorpe as panic shadowed his face. He knew that if he didn't get to Amanda before Mary and Jackson did, his plan would be dead in the water. "Hurry, we need to go," yelled Winthorpe to the driver. But as the driver approached the car, he noticed his tire was flat. "Damn it. I'll try to get this fixed as fast as I can, but it's going to be a while," said the driver. But Winthorpe knew that the sand in his hourglass was running thin. He had to make a drastic move, and he had to make it right away. "I don't have time to wait," said Winthorpe, then getting out of the car. He then approached a man on a motorcycle that stood nearby. "Hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you let me borrow your bike. I'll bring it back in an hour," said Winthorpe. The man thought about it for a second, smiled, took the money, then tossed the keys as Winthorpe sped off into the distance. The race was on. Meanwhile, back at the abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. "Wake up, Chandler. Don't you dare die on me. Just hang in there, okay?" said Misty as Chandler nodded, drifting in and out of consciousness. "Misty," said Chandler, his mouth dry as he struggled to keep his eyes open. "With everything going on, I haven't had the chance to tell you this, but there's more on the laptop that you need to get to David. On the night that David was shot, there was a department store's surveillance footage shot 1 hour prior to the shooting. The footage shows 2 two people purchasing all black hoodies, and those two people were Crazy Mary and her evil twin sister in crime, Diamond. The parking lot's surveillance cameras also shows them driving away in a truck that matches the description as the one David said the two hooded figures were driving. "Oh my God," said Misty in shock. "We need to get loose and find that laptop and get this evidence to David. This could be all we need," said Misty with a look of hope in her eyes. Chandler looked doubtful about his part of the escape. "Misty, listen, if I don't make it out alive, I want you to..." "Stop it, Chandler. Don't talk that way. You're not going to die," said Misty, sounding confident yet unsure. "Can you promise me that?" said Chandler. But Misty knew that was a promise that she could not guarantee, looking at the shape that he was in. Chandler was bleeding to death, and all hope of him getting out alive was starting to look bleak as Misty's eyes filled with tears. Chandler and Misty had been best friends for years. He was her confidant, her mentor, a father figure. He was her friend. Then, all of a sudden, the door to the warehouse opened slowly, and there stood a bearded man, his clothes torn and dirty. "Who are you?" said Misty, as their eyes studied the man suspiciously. Could it be someone to save them, or someone that Mary sent to finish where she left off? Meanwhile, at the apartment of Amanda Huffington, an unexpected visitor rang the doorbell.